Hey, what is up mortals, it is Cfer here, and before we get into today's video, there's a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, a quick thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon. Your support does mean a lot to myself and the other members of the channel. So, if you feel like supporting the channel, go down to the description, support us on Patreon. If you cannot afford that, I understand. You can support us by liking the video, commenting on the video, and sharing the video, and making sure that you're subscribed to the video, or the channel particularly. Next thing, if you want to join us on Discord, go ahead, link is in the description, it would be awesome if you joined us. Oh, and there's a link to Anime Royalty in the description below. If you go in there and give that a subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. You can expect some more content from myself and other members of, well, this community that we're building. Anyway, let's get into the video. What if All For One was Deku's dad? Part 9. Izuku's afraid. He doesn't want to kill anyone, especially Bakugo, but his father is the most important person in his life. He can't fight his father, but at the same time, must he follow him down this dark path? All For One tells his son that, this Bakugo, this is a child that has tormented you throughout your whole life, correct? He places a hand on Izuku's shoulder. He makes Izuku remember all of those memories of Bakugo just tormenting him, how Bakugo told him to jump off the roof, as well as every other thing that Bakugo has done to Izuku. Wouldn't it feel nice to take revenge on him? Make him feel the helplessness that you once felt. Izuku's face turns from fear to one of serious determination, as he promises he won't let his father down. All For One tells Izuku that he must go back to school, and afterwards go to Hosu City, where a Nomu invasion will go down. Izuku quickly agrees, and then leaves through a portal. Once arriving outside UA, he rushes over to where Class 1A is alongside Ozawa. He shouts out to them. They're all shocked. Ochako runs up to him. She hugs him and says how glad she is that he's okay. They asked how Izuku escaped, and he comes up with a story of how he managed to blast his way out when they weren't looking. Todoroki's quite suspicious of the story. Then Toshinori, Endeavor and Bakugo come outside and see Izuku, and they rush over to him. Endeavor grabs Izuku by the collar, lifting him up, asking what the hell is he doing back here? But Toshinori tells Endeavor to let him go, which the Flame Hero does. Toshinori confesses that he must have made a mistake or something, but this just doesn't seem quite right. Toshinori takes Izuku into a private room where he sits him down and says that he knows who his father is. He is the villain All For One. He is the one who caused this injury to me, and Izuku shouldn't try to lie his way out of this one. Izuku quickly admits the truth to him, caving in at the likes of his favourite hero. He also caves in about what All For One told him to do. That's when he stops Izuku, saying that he knows that he has the heart of a hero, and that he will help keep it a secret from anyone. As if anyone found out who his father is, that would definitely destroy his reputation completely, making his life an absolute hell. After thanking All Might, the two of them leave, where Bakugo is just stood outside, and he gets a dirty look from Izuku as he passes. This confuses Bakugo. All the students go home, and most of them are riled up and get yelled at and hugged by their parents after the villain invasion at the UA Sports Festival. Izuku's mum hugs him, turning off the light to his room and tells him to get some rest. His day must have been, well, hell. He shuts his eyes, and not too long after the door shuts, he then gets up, goes over to the window, and he sneaks out, going to the top of the roof where a portal opens and out walks All For One. He tells Izuku that he must go to Hosu City, and he places a portal underneath his son, dropping him through. This makes him land next to the 3 supervillains, and then there's Stain there as well. All For One then comes through another portal, saying to Izuku, I almost forgot. He places a hand on Izuku, giving him a new quirk and telling him to use this in a place of desperation. He then walks back out through the portal he came through. Shigaraki briefs Izuku on the situation. He explains the fact that the Nomu should destroy the city quite easily, especially that All Might isn't here anymore. Stain then rushes off through Hosu as the 3 supervillains and Izuku wait atop the rooftop. They look down on the carnage when Izuku notices someone moving quite fast. He looks at this figure rushing through the city and he sees the quirk appears to be an engine of some sort, which causes Izuku to immediately realize who it is. Without telling anyone, he rushes off, using his laser beams to jet himself off the building and onto another one. Not exactly flying, but more boosting through the air. Although this speeds him up, he's still much slower than the angry Ida. Izuku eventually finds Ida. He finds him laying on the ground in an alleyway. with the pro hero native. The hero killer Stain is just stood above him. He holds his sword up and prepares to kill Ida, which makes Izuku panic, yelling, "No!" In a pure act of instinct, he raises his hand and fires a laser beam straight at the hero killer, hitting his sword, knocking it out of his hands. Confused, Stain looks up, seeing Izuku, who leaps into the alleyway, ready to save his friend. He raises up his hand and tells Stain to step away from Ida, or he'll unleash something that no one else has ever seen before, which both Ida and Stain both believe as a bluff. Although Izuku doesn't know what this is, he'll just have to hope that his father wasn't wrong when he gave him this special quirk. Stain leaps at Izuku, grabbing his sword, and jumps at the boy, shouting for him to try whatever it is. As the blade comes near Izuku, Izuku screams in pain. From his hands, a barrage of red blasts come out, pushing Izuku backwards as he fires them towards the hero killer, shocking him. They then explode, just like fireworks. They start going off all around Stain as he just keeps trying to dodge them. From the sheer number of blasts, the explosion just keeps blasting and sweeping Stain backwards. Ida panics as the blasts come near him, but luckily, they all hone in on Stain. It appears to be some sort of tracking attack. Izuku's back is against the wall. He slammed into it quite hard, and he falls to his knees in pain, looking at his smoking hands in just awe. They hurt really bad, kind of like he just grabbed a hot iron. Stain stands up. Ida is shocked, questioning what Izuku can do. Stain rushes at Izuku, holding his sword as he goes to kill Izuku, but he misses his slash from being just purely blinded by rage. This shocks Stain. He's usually quite accurate, but he just missed. Izuku's afraid, and he starts to run. He can't fight back with these burnt hands. It will do more harm than help. As he runs, Stain leaps over him. He goes to slash him until Ida pushes himself up and uses Recipro Burst to push himself towards Stain and kicks him square in the face, telling Izuku to run and get help. Izuku tells Ida that he can't leave him here. They see an inferno in the distance coming increasingly closer. Izuku immediately recognizes who this is. If Endeavor catches him, after what happened earlier, Izuku puts 2 and 2 together and realizes that Endeavor will arrest him at the very least, and probably kill him at the worst, so he decides to try and run. He flees using his lasers to get up on buildings. He bounces from one building to another, eventually making it back to where the villains were. Shigaraki demands to know where he has been. He tells Shigaraki that he went to go back up Stain, but the pro heroes were already there. Stain's badly damaged, and my hands, they're burned quite badly. Although angry, Shigaraki tells Kurogiri to send Izuku home, which he does. Meanwhile, Endeavor and Gran Torino arrive with the other pro heroes, demanding that Stain backs up and gives up, which the hero killer refuses to do. He leaps at the heroes when Endeavor blasts the hero killer with a huge fire blast. Once it hit him, all that could be heard was a scream as Stain now has 3rd degree burns all over him. As they arrest Stain, Manuel asks Ida what happened, and he explains that Izuku managed to save him, although he doesn't know why he was in Hosu. This gets the gears turning in Ida's head. He starts to wonder about Izuku. The next day at school, Ida goes up to Izuku asking him why was he in Hosu. This makes Izuku panic. He scratches the back of his head, lying, saying, "Well, after the villain invaded, my dad wanted me to come and stay with him, so I stayed at his, and he lives in Hosu." Luckily for now, Ida believes this. He thanks Izuku for saving his life from Stain. Then Aizawa walks into the class, telling everyone to take their seats. Aizawa says he's glad that most of them got out with minimal injuries, and the only one who was badly damaged was Kirishima. However, Recovery Girl says he will make a full recovery. To boost morale, they plan to continue the sports festival, but this time as a private event. Anyone who doesn't feel up to doing it is allowed to forfeit. Ashino raises her hand, saying that she would like to forfeit, and she's the only one who actually forfeits. Aizawa tells them that Kirishima will also be forfeiting as well. Aizawa then tells them that despite only having 5 people left, the tournament will continue as if they forfeited before the fight, so Ida, Tokiyami, Bakugo all pass the 3rd round, with only Izuku and Todoroki having to fight to get their place in the semi-finals. Anyway, that's it for this video. Again, I'm slightly sick for this one, but feeling a lot better compared to the last one. I think it just took me a little bit to get going. If you feel like supporting the channel, please do so. It really does mean a lot to us. It means that we get to make more videos. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, mortals. Have an amazing day.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe